Hello, if anyone's gonna log on anytime soon, see if this live stream thing still works. Let's just get out of here because we're getting pushed into the surf zone. No one watching. That's awesome. This is public, isn't it? Not one person watching, that does not. So, no, we got one. Okay. Apparently one person's watching. Hello. Hey, here we go. We've got some comments. Okay, so it is working. For a sec there, I've been on for maybe a little bit. Here we go. Now we're getting some peeps. Okay. So, yeah, let me just get out of here, away from the surf zone. I've been getting pushed back because of the wind and the current. And then we'll sort out the rest of everything. So yeah, chat amongst yourselves, just say hi to each other, maybe tell me where you're from. Hey, from Germany, how you going? And once we get out, hey, South Africa, it's all happening. San Diego, California. All right, so we're just gonna get a little bit further out here, maybe have a drop for some bait. I'll quickly flip you around here, just 1 second. That's right, I'm not allowed to touch the screen with wet hands. You can see, I'll give you a little tour around. So that island in front of us, that's Cook Island. So I'm down at Fingal. I've made the possibly poor decision to come to a spot that, I don't know, here it's Australia Day here. It's a public holiday here in Australia today. And basically what that means is at my local reef at Palm Beach, it's going to be mayhem. It's going to be so busy. Hello from India. So I've made the decision to come down a little bit south to a spot that I really like. This spot. It's actually a very good fishing spot, but sometimes it can be a bit of hit and miss, especially when it comes to finding bait and things like that, especially when it's not first light as well. So I've missed, because it's live stream, I had to do it when there's a bit more light, so it might be hard to find bait, but we'll have a little crack at it. So we'll get completely set up now. So sorry, is that just like crutch cam? We'll move it up a bit. Hello from freezing snowy Massachusetts. Far out. Yeah, I got something to talk about in regards of possible trips to the US coming up. I've just realised I didn't turn Do Not Disturb on my phone, which could cause havoc. Oh, do I risk to try? I'm going to swipe down if this stuffs it up. I'm sorry, give me a sec, bear with it. Okay, are we still there? Or did it cut out? Would I ever come to Canada? I'd love to come to Canada. I'd love to come everywhere. Like, I'd like to go everywhere. And I guess it's just about time and money and finding an opportunity. But for sure, yeah, I'd love to. You know, I guess if I was in the US, it'd definitely be... Oh, we're still here? Good. Thank you, Ron. We're going to need to change that. Yeah, let me just get set up because I can't concentrate. Can't multitask. Ooh. Sorry, there's just some little tuna or something busting up just over here. Let's just have a quick cast at it. I think they'll probably be too small for this lure, but never know. Yeah, no go. They're just busting up, very, very small, probably tiny mac tuna. Okay, so we've got that live bait jig out. We'll get that in action in a sec. But yeah, so we've come down to Fingal. it still will be busy. Like I went past the boat ramp. There's a million boats there, all launching, completely full car park. But out here, they tend to spread out a bit. Whereas in my local at Palm Beach, they'll all be on one reef. You know, just going nuts on this one reef. And I know the spotties were there. Truth be known, I tried to get a proper video up. I tried fishing 3 times, and I just couldn't make it happen. The first time I went down to Kingscliff, and I got there and there's a big storm coming over, and I was like, oh, that's not good. I better let that pass because it's raining and lots of lightning. That's not going to be a good idea. So I let the storm pass, and then I oh, we got to turn the battery on first. My other battery died. Ooh, there's a bit of water in there. This could be a no-go. Ooh. Okay. 21. Okay, we'll leave that like that. Hopefully that doesn't blow up on me. Let's see. It's turning on fine. Okay, it's working. Hey, super chat. Ages since caught a live stream. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've done one. I don't know, live stream sometimes scares me off for a few reasons. Mainly because you never know how the algorithm or the audience is going to react to it. Some people love the live stream and some people hate it. So I never really know. Yeah, you really got to sort of hope that the audience is receptive to it, and then the channel feeds it out and it goes well. So I've had ones that go really well, but I've also had ones that do really poorly, and then the next couple of videos after that have a bit of heavy lifting to do to get back onto it, back on top and get the momentum back. Where am I? I think I'm getting pushed into the sanctuary zone here. All right, so this is a new sounder as well, so I've got no marks. This was all meant to be in the video, the proper video that I was going to do. But yeah, so I went to go fishing at Kingscliff. I've never been so afraid of getting exploded by lightning before in my life. And to be honest, it actually wasn't funny. It was actually quite scary, if I'm being honest. I let this big first storm go, and I thought, well, I saw the lightning from ages and ages and ages away coming. I'll see if another front comes through. I'll see the lightning. I'll just hightail it in. We should be all good. But it turns out it was not all good, because by the time I was out on the reef, I'd caught liveys, I was fishing, got a couple of nice hits as well, didn't get any hookups, but then all of a sudden this storm came in. I was like, oh, it doesn't look like there's any lightning in it. And then as soon as it hit the coast, the lightning fired up. It was like coming down, and I'm talking, you know how like you hear lightning, you see the thunder, or you hear the thunder, it takes a while to get to you. This was cracking lightning, instant thunder, like it was just, and it was raining down, and I was out, there was not a person on the water, it's just me in a kayak. Put my rods down and I had to paddle in. I still had like 2 Ks to paddle in, and I felt so exposed and so out of I was just like, what are you doing, Rod? You shouldn't have done this. So I made them a bit of an error of judgment, so stumbling over words today. But we got in and it was fine, but it was pretty full on. Yeah. Oh, there's little tuna or something busting up everywhere. Yeah, stay on focus. So what we got to do is find some bait here, but because this is a new sounder, this could pose a little bit of a problem because it can be tricky to find bait just on this edge. And it's a sanctuary zone here, so I can't go too close to the island where the structure would start and bring in more fish or more bait. But if I come up along there's a marker. If I flip you around here, you can see there's a marker. It's up here somewhere. It's directly in front of me. I'm not sure if you can quite see it, but there's some yellow markers around here. And if I come right up against this buoy, I'm pretty sure I usually can find some bait. So we'll get in there. Those sketchy, serious, yeah. Well, yeah, and I guess it does. It reminds you just how scary the ocean can be. I've had a few experiences, probably only 2 that I would call real experiences, where you're actually just, yeah. You know, it's a scary situation when you start chanting to yourself, don't lose your nerve, Rod, and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Sort of an involuntary chant just to keep, just don't lose your marbles, basically. Just stay the course and we'll get through this. And I've definitely had 2 situations like that where I'm just like, yeah, I just want to get home to my family. The weather can turn. Last time it wasn't lightning though, it was more stormy, or wind in particular, in the very little red inflatable boat. Okay, so now I'm just looking on the sounder. I'm just trying to bring myself up to this marker, and we'll see if we can find a little patch of bait out going in the sanctuary zone. If not, I did buy a pack of pillies. Respect the sea, indeed. That's good advice, isn't it? Yeah, so welcome back to the live stream. Yeah, if you haven't, hit that like button, because what it'll do, I know I say this, first of all, you're on the live stream, so don't get upset if there's a lot of chat, because that's what live stream's about. It's about the chat as much as catching fish. I'm going to try to catch fish as hard as I can, okay? But if we don't catch fish, if you're watching this and you're expecting it just to be like a fish frenzy, yeah, you may be disappointed. But it will be a chat frenzy, maybe, until I start to lose steam and get deflated because the fishing trip isn't going as well, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, so hit the like button though, because I never really plug this, but in live stream it's really important, because if you like it, it instantly gets fed out to more people, because the algorithm goes, oh my God, the people are liking this and it's live. So instantly it feeds it out to heaps more people, like instantly. So it does make a difference. So please hit it so we can get fed out, and then more people hit it, and then it just, yeah, it goes on like that. It's a domino effect. All right. Now, bait. We won't stick around too long. We'll try and find this little patch of bait. If we can't do it, we'll very quickly switch to dead baits and just cut some laps. Who would hate on a nice chat? You'd be surprised. Some people love live stream, like they're all in, and I'm assuming all these guys that have jumped on quickly, you're pretty into the live stream. But I get a lot of comments after the fact, once the live stream's over and people don't see the immediacy of kind of the interaction and how cool it can be to interact like straight away and ask questions and stuff. What happens is they watch it after and they go, man, I just sat through 4 hours and you didn't catch a fish, and you just, you know, you just talked the whole time, and that's the last thing that they wanted. So yeah, it can go both ways. Some people, like, I don't know, live stream's definitely an interesting kind of, like, I love it because one, I don't have to edit a video. 2, there's interactions through the roof. I can cover more topics and more stuff in like 10 minutes on a live stream than I can in a regular video. Ooh, here we go. Okay, so there's stuff on the sounder. This could just be the could just be the rope or the stuff that holds the buoy in though, because it's very uniform. But we'll drop on it anyway once we get this hook out of my finger. Oregon here. How you going? Tight lines. Geez, I hope so. Hopefully we can get something done here. The live stream curse is definitely a thing. Okay, let's get right on that little mark again. Oh, there's a sailboat coming around. So I've just got to stay on this side of the old sanctuary zone here. Doesn't get any closer than that to the sanctuary zone, like it's right next to me actually. Let's see if we can just drop it straight down on here. I think it might be just the rope that it's picking up. Ooh. So there's the buoy right there. You watch, I'll lose my jig on the rope now. Might just be the rope picking up on the sounder, and because of the currents pushing back that way, it actually isn't bait, which is a bummer. There probably is some bait around it, but yeah. Hey, LTE, thank you for the super chat. So we've got to get out here. We've got to get out past this island. I'll flip you so you can see the island again. There's a sailboat pulling in there as well. So where's the next marker? So in between this marker and the next marker, these guys might just pull up here and go diving and have a nice day just there, I think. That'll be cool. All right. So in between these two markers should be good for me to find some bait. Hi Red, big fan from South Africa. I want to move to the Gold Coast. Would I recommend it? Well, yeah, it's a pretty great place to live, and I don't know if you're looking for a big change. I've got quite a few, like, because of the ski, and these skis are made in South Africa. There's quite a big South African community here on the Gold Coast as well that love kayak fishing. Yeah, I guess it's like anywhere. If you move, you've got to go through that big life change of finding new friends and moving family and things like that. So, you know, I guess it's not an easy decision. But look, I would, you know, the quality of life up here on the Gold Coast, even, like, I like Sydney, that's where I'm originally from. But once I moved to the Gold Coast, especially for someone that likes the water and fishing, it's pretty crazy. Like, it's a lovely place to live for sure. I can highly recommend it if you're into water sports and outdoory kind of stuff. And the city itself is actually becoming a sort of a bigger, more impressive city these days as well. It's got a bit more of a city feel, sort of. It's not really a big city though, but it's got, you know, like restaurant-wise and just having some kind of even semi-urban feel. It's starting to get there. And you can always go up to Brisbane or something if you really want that fix. It's only an hour away. All right. Where's this patch of bait? It's here somewhere. It's usually in between the two yellow markers on the way out. But I can't actually see the second yellow marker. For some reason. So we're just going to have to paddle out and hope that we hit it. So normally on my sounders there's usually like a base map that tells you sort of roughly, but this one didn't come with any kind of map. It's just a sea of white and a bit of like the mainland is there, but so unfortunately it's not giving us anything good to look at. Roger, thank you. What does it say? Hey Rod, congratulations on winning the top water cup. Yeah, no, thank you. Any plans for sailing videos? Okay, the sailboat. Oh, I know I've said this numerous times, but I'm so sorry. The sailboat has been a real tricky one. Like, yeah, I still have Misty. What happened is, like, quite a while ago, I realised it's really, really hard to find the time. You know, if I was a single guy and I'd bought that boat, I'd be like, I'd just jump on it and sail and just go. You know what I mean? Because you've got to kind of be on it to do it. Like, you can't just leave it places unless you've got a proper mooring or something. I found that originally the plan was to sail it up to somewhere like Cairns and just leave it there, but then I really struggled to find any mooring that would let me leave it there. Anywhere, any marina won't let you in unless you've got full comprehensive insurance. You can't get comprehensive insurance a lot of the time in the cyclone belt, or when you can get it, you have to have a permanent mooring to keep it, in which case you need somewhere. In which case you sort of needed somewhere that permanent anyway out of the cyclone belt to have comprehensive insurance. Okay, so that's definitely a mark worth dropping on. Here we go. So in the end, it meant I couldn't just sail it up there and leave it there, because I wanted to just do trips from there and just do it that way and just have the sailboat as like a thing that I could fly up to save myself the 2-day drive up to some of those islands. And unfortunately it hasn't quite worked out that way, because yeah, like just the time, I've got a young family, or they're getting older now, but I've got a family that, you know, with kids that go to school and everything, so I can't just take off for weeks and weeks on end, you know, not regularly anyway. So it's become a really tricky one to deal with in regards of that. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm out of the bloody zone, aren't I? Yeah, there's the marker. Okay, we've got bait on the sounder here. We don't seem to be getting... Oh no. I think I've got the bottom, which is not good because this jig's gonna... Well, that might be the decision we need because I think my sinker's gone already. Yeah. Look, we could tie it on. Let's just do dead baits, huh? Let's cut some laps because we're just wasting a lot of time. That way we can get paddling. Yeah, look, we snapped off a hook. And that one doesn't even have a hook. And we lost our sinker. Oh, wow, we snapped off all our hooks. Okay. This one has a hook. Wow, so that was a big waste of time, wasn't it? Okay. Dead bait rig it is. So, well, we found bait and we got a mark, so we'll do it at next time. But yeah, so in the end, the sailboat has become a bit of a tricky one to deal with. I still have her. And then a few other things happened. So there was those big storms. It was a year ago exactly, almost. Last Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, a really big storm hit the Gold Coast. And it basically what it was is the wind was so strong that it pushed the boat off the mooring or off the berth, and it pushed it under the wharf in front. And it held it there, so when the tide came up, it ripped the front anchor and bollard and everything off. It ripped everything off, and so we've had to re-fiberglass the whole front, which we've done. In between all of this, I basically was telling a friend that I was thinking of selling Misty because it was becoming so hard to deal with in regards to doing trips, because it takes me at least a day to get out of the Broadwater, and then I'm a day down already. And it takes many days to do a sailing trip. And then if you start pushing for time, that's when it becomes dangerous and things, because you're trying to race the weather, which is never a good idea. When really a boat like that, and you know, and someone with my experience shouldn't be doing that. They should just be taking their time. You know, so you can imagine all of these problems came up with the sailboat, and it's just simply, most importantly, it's a time issue with my family. I can't just disappear. If it was just me, I could literally hop in it, sail it around the world and not stop, and fix things as I go, be with the boat the whole time, so you can leave it at anchor. You don't have to always be paying for moorings. So unfortunately, logistically, I realised it was very, very hard to deal with. So if everyone's asking about the sailboat, that's what's going on. So I've still got her. We did fix the front, but she's like, we got new anchor chain, everything. So she's kind of almost ready to go sailing again. But then just time-wise, it just hasn't worked out. So yeah, that's what's going on. It's not the perfect end to it all, and I don't think it is the end. Like, we've still got her. I'd love to do a few more trips, even if it's just local, up to like Tangalooma and Moreton Bay kind of area. And that's still on the cards, but yeah, unfortunately, it didn't quite work out as I thought it would for a few reasons. Okay, get something out of the old rusty tackle box. This is not looking, I think I need to clean this out, but we'll run with something like that. We're going to tie a dead bait on and we'll just start cutting some laps. We'll also troll our little, a bit rusty. We'll also troll a slug as well, because the spotties love hitting the slugs. So we'll tie that on, we'll get a pilly on, so we're fishing, and then we'll just get paddling. And then we don't have to worry so much about the bait or sound or anything like that. Now, we could have put the paddle. So there's my sailing rant. If anyone else asks, I'll just refer back to say, go back to the start of the stream. So yesterday, I was saying that I basically have had a couple of attempts to try and get a video. I wanted to do it on the kayak because I haven't done a kayak video for ages. So I went out yesterday as well, trolled a big dead bait, like an oversized yakka about that big. Got hit, turns out it's a shark. Dealt with that, put 2 slugs out because I didn't have anything else, any other sort of baits. And then I had 2 slugs out and I trolled them around and they got hit but didn't hook up. So they would have been spotties. And then I saw a boat pull up right in the area where I got the hits, and he caught a spotty. So he got lucky. So I know that the spots were around, but I just don't, I think Pummy's going to be very busy today. So probably could be busy out here as well. So we're tying on a dead bait rig. What's the sailboat doing now? It's like they're looking for a little nice anchorage or something to spend the day. I can imagine that would be a cool day on the water, on the catamaran. Okay, so there's our jig. The nose cone is pushed down. Okay, because it's an old jig, the nose cone's pushed down and it's bent the wire off, so we'll have to rebend a bit of wire. So I'll have to cut it. I'll have to cut it and bend a new piece of wire up so I can lock it in. I didn't really want to do dead baits today, so that's why I haven't prepared it properly. But turns out we're doing it. So I need to basically thread that through again and make a new haywire twist, but I need like a little bit of a tag end, I guess a taggy wire end to stick up. Okay, so now we've got something to lock the bait in onto up the top. We're getting there. We're getting there. And once we do that, we'll go literally just head straight out around the island and hit a reef called Fido's Reef, and hopefully we can actually find something interesting. So we bought a pack of bait today. We're not mucking around. Because yesterday, to be honest, I really wished I'd had brought a bait. So let's get that out. This guy's relatively straight. So we'll put a pilly on, we'll rig him up, and we'll just get trolling. Dead baits are cool like that. Just, you can pretty much get fishing straight away, which is always good instead of mucking around. So I'll rig this guy upside down like that. Okay. So there's our bait, just like that. It's probably hard to see in the light there, but hopefully he gets a good hit. Shouldn't be an issue with that amount of weight on. I really probably don't even need to try and swim it. It's going to be pretty much swimming dead straight like a bullet. Sometimes I prefer to be swimming with a waggle. Much easier to do with, say, a slimy or a slightly bigger bait, but we're not going to have that option. Everything seems to take pillies almost regardless anyway. Sorry, very sunny. I can't see the screen, and I'm sure it's not very good for you guys too. All right. So let's get fishing. Geez, that's very glary. It's crazy glary. Sorry, what did I miss? Has anything been happening? Did that say global audience? Yeah, it's amazing. I know I say this just about every time, but it's amazing where people sort of all tune in from. So we'll also put this out, which is just a classic metal slug. We'll get him out, but hopefully the main guy that's doing the heavy lifting will be the dead bait, but I'll take any fish on anything. What it does mean is I'll have to do a bit more paddling. Alright, so we'll let that one out first. Probably count to about 20. We got colour braid on so I can just tell. Get it to the orange. Alright, so we got one bait out. Looking good. And this one we'll just dangle a little closer in. Alright, we're gonna touch the screen. What did it say? All the Aussies are out fishing. Yeah, man, it's gonna be busy on the water. But come down a little further south so there's more room for everyone to spread out a bit. Shouldn't be too bad. Wish this was just a little bit more over this way. It's really in the way of my paddle stroke. Normally I'm doing live bait so it doesn't really bother me, but right now I'm trying not to splash the camera and I'm getting splashes all over it. That glare is out of control. What's up, my man? Thanks, A7 Dust. Tight lines from the Philippines. How you going? So hit that like button, guys, so we can get the numbers up. What are we at? 415? That's not too bad. Not too bad. It's the one place on my channel where I'm more than happy to spruik the likes because I've seen the result. Like it's amazing how once you hit it, just any interaction like comments and like button, and instantly the algorithm goes, right, this thing is worth feeding out to more people, but they've got to do it now because it's live. It's not like a video where you can slow burn it. Okay. So we've got to cross a bit of a channel here. Just behind me here is the island. I'll turn up this way so you can see it behind me. If you haven't seen it yet. There's the island behind me there. So I've got to get a bit away from that, maybe another K across the channel to where the reef starts and the proper fishing will happen. But to be honest, I've caught some pretty amazing fish right here on this corner. Current wraps around here and sometimes you get some monster fish just hanging on the edge here. I'm really lucky, something special will happen. This is the place actually. Like if you go to say my local at Palm Beach, which is going to be very busy today, if I go there, there's a good chance I'll probably get a spotted mackerel, but this is the kind of place where more special fish happen. I've definitely caught bigger and more impressive fish here than I have. Oh well, having said that, I don't know, maybe it's because I go more often to Palmy, or I have done in previous years. Because I have caught some pretty cool fish there as well, actually. That's a lie, really, isn't it? But maybe that's because I go more consistently. Alright, thank you guys. We got it to 300. What's that? Is that a new pen cap? Oh yeah, my new visor. Fancy, huh? No, the guys sent me out a whole box of them because I whinged a little bit about not being able to get one because I lost another one. I think it blew off the boat and then I couldn't get another one, and so I had a bit of a cry about the fact that I couldn't get a hat. I was like, what guy that gets support from a company can't get a hat? It's like the most prized piece of sort of the headspace area is the most prized bit of marketing you can get, and I can't seem to get a visor. And then they sent me a whole box of them. So good on them. Thank you guys. Jason might have been responsible for that, but thank you guys for doing that because, yeah, like it's the one bit of branding and stuff that I'd actually wear, and I've always worn it. Okay, so we've come around the island. There's actually a bit of wind. There's cuts and laps. There's even a boat here. That's right, I forgot about Fido's being. It's a bit more bumpy here than... Hey! How's it going? Did you caught anything? Alright. They obviously recognise. It's funny. Oh, big splashdown. Sorry guys. Hi all. I'm going to have to not touch this. It's going to... How's the finger that was hooked? Yeah, fine. That... Honestly, like I fished the rest of that trip and it was fine. It got a little, you know, a little puff patty for a bit, like a little puffy. But it was pretty good actually. Went in and out clean, nice new hook. It was fine. Sorry, I got wet hands. How's the pup? Yeah, Red's good. He's yeah, look, he's great. Like he's turning into such a good dog. Like he's very obedient. He's keen to please. He does everything pretty good. But we do have a few like things like just learning to travel around. Like we went down to Sydney and took him, and just learning to use learning to help him fit in with like whatever and other like living situations are. Because yeah, all of a sudden we're that family that travels everywhere. Hopefully I'm back. Let me know if that's still working. I think the family doesn't realise I'm doing a live stream. But yeah, no, Red's really good and like yeah, I'm just going to try and reply. Let's see if I can do this. Riveting stuff. Forget it. I'll just keep hanging up. I don't want my bait to sink down either. Stream buffered a little. Yeah, no, I think every time they call it cuts out. So yeah. Happy Australia Day. Cheers, man. Thank you. So stoked to come back and fish. Here we go. Let's try and actually do that. Sorry, there's a little bit of travel time in this spot as well. So it's just me talking and paddling for a bit. So we're getting out into some clearer water where things could happen. Hi from Germany. Rod, could you give my dad Jimmy Saville a shout out? How you going? Happy birthday, man. Happy birthday, Jimmy. Do you have any affiliate links? I don't. And I definitely should. Jason says, come catch fish. Yeah, catch some fish, yeah. Ah, come on, wet hands. Okay. Just stop touching the screen for a bit. What's the target fish today? Well, ideally it'd be a Spanish mackerel or something like that. That'd be the most ideal. I'll be very happy with that. But I'll take all sorts. I'd take a wahoo or a marlin as well, you know. Cobia, tuna. Any of those are possible, but mackerel of some sort is probably the most likely. Spanish or a spotted mackerel. Where are we here? We're almost across the channel. Here's a few boats. I'll flip you around so you can see what's going on forwards. I was enjoying it a lot more actually when I could, when it was overcast and I could see the screen perfectly and it wasn't glary. Alright, so we're travelling at about 8 k's an hour, probably with the current. I'm assuming the current's going south, but we'll figure that out in a sec when we turn around. So that's a nice trolling speed for dead baits, especially small ones like pillies. Should get some interest. What bait am I using? I'm using a dead pilly rigged up on a sort of a trolling rig, and then just a metal slug. Might let the slug out just a little bit more. Now we're going to do this without running into everyone. Where's he going? Swell is down, which is good. Oh, come on. Sorry, the water on the screen's trying to block people, I think. There we go. About 4 or 5 knots, yep. Live stream on Cook Island. I don't know if you're allowed on Cook Island, are you? I think it's a bird habitat, isn't it? I know a few surfers in their time have got on it. Yeah, the tricky part about do I have wire on the slug? I don't. I have done in the past, but we're risking it. Give the government the bird. Yeah, I know. Endless rules, huh? Over the last couple of years, I'm just so done with it all, mate. Even just the other day, we went to one of our favourite rock pools. And look, I think it's maybe, I'm not sure if it's because they're just recently, like about a week or two ago, a couple went to the falls and they actually went over the falls and died. So now, and that's up further, and that's horrible, right? But the problem is the council now has erected signs. They went to our favourite rock holes, like swimming spots, and they came and they cut down all the rope swings. And they put a sign up saying no rope swings, no nothing, you know what I mean, no fun anymore. It's crazy, like, that's the knee-jerk reaction because of an accident, which is horrible. It's just like, that's like, so they've literally gone and nailed signs in around all the water holes, all the swimming holes saying you can't do this and that and this and that anymore. It's like, yeah, just get lost. Morning. Any luck? Nothing? No? Nah, I only just got here. But cut some laps. Good luck. Oh. Okay, we'll mark that as a sort of a point where I can because the map has got nothing on it, I've just got to start making some little points of reference so I can build up an image of the reef. I think what I'll do is I'll try and get one of those, the Coastmaster card for this hummingbird as well, and then I'll be able to just fish by visual, that visual chart that's so good now. Normally I base where I am off photos with where it's all breaking, because when the swell's up a little bit, it breaks on this reef. It comes up to about, oh no, it is breaking actually, look over there. So we must be on the sort of southern edge of it now. Oh my God, wet. Did it cut out? The screen, just one drop of water and it's like cuts it out. hard to see the screen at the moment, sorry. Is it zoomed in a bit or something? It almost looks like it's zoomed in. There we go. Please mute and listen to nobody. Yeah, I'd love to mute and do stuff like that, but it's just too hard on the water. I can barely touch the screen in like light touches. If I get a chance to, I'll try. Why? What are they doing? Something silly. Just ignore them. There's that much chat that it doesn't really matter. They just disappear. Likes are not matching up with the people watching. Yeah, hit the like button, guys. Let's keep getting it fed out. Is Fox. Oh, is that Dash's account? Oh, hey Fox, how you going, mate? Good morning. Hi Dad, how you going, mate? So Fox is on Dash's account making comments here. Don't say anything silly, Fox. Just be quiet. I remember on one of the earlier live streams, like Twan jumped on, she made an account, but then she used her full name, so Twan's my wife, by the way, she used her full name in the account, and then I was like, God, Twan, what are you gonna do? Just give him the address, put your phone number up as well. It's like, don't say anything silly. And then she started having discussions and arguments with people online. I was like, oh, stop, please stop now. Alright, so we're heading down along the edge of the reef, but now that I've seen it break in front of me before, I've just got to be careful. Nope, that must mean no fishing. I mean, no fishing yet. Let's see. See, now normally in this situation, Suzuki versus Tohatsu. Well, I've only ever owned a Tohatsu motor and not a Suzuki. Apart from that, I've had lots of Mercury two-strokes. And the Yamaha that I've got on the blue boat, the Staby. My Tohatsus are always really good though. But two-stroke engine is a very different kind of beast, isn't it? But yeah, no, I never had any issue with my Tohatsu. They were great. I even flipped the boat with one, or flipped the skiff. And that was still fine. Still just flushed it out. Had to completely empty it out and got it going again, and it was fine. I did many trips, probably another 1.5 years worth of trips on the channel in it. And then I sold it to someone else, and they knew all about it, the fact that it flipped over, and they didn't have any troubles with it either, so that's pretty cool. So in a sec, once I get past this section here, I'll pull up and I'll check my baits and just make sure they're all good. Have you caught anything yet? No, nothing, unfortunately. But we haven't really done much. We haven't taken the fishing seriously until right now, so yeah, let's see if we can dial it in a bit. tipped over. I didn't do that, so the water's actually hitting the screen. Alright. Dog chat, please. Yeah. Nah. Still finding our feet with the dog. He's a great dog though. But yeah, just travelling around in Sydney was definitely an eye-opener in regards of what's reasonable to expect your friends to put up with a dog just rocking up to their house. It's a tricky one. And I've got to admit it does throw a bit of a spanner in the works sometimes when you're just travelling around and just finding things that are dog friendly or things that you can do that don't sort of throw everyone out. Just trying to get off this edge of the reef. Okay, I'm sort of in an area where I think it could break. Just gonna get a bit further out this way. Oh, come on. What's it saying? Pin live stream, get lost. So the water on the screen is becoming a bit of an issue. Keeps doing things. Love your work, sir. Thank you, Phil. That's awesome. Thank you. There's anyone else? I'm looking around at boats, trying to see if anyone else is catching a fish. Sorry. My son and I love watching your videos. Thanks for watching, guys. What does it say? Water Realm Adventures, I think. Now I'm blocking someone. How do I get rid of that? There we go. I've got to stop touching the screen for a bit and let it dry up, I think. Travelling over the reef now for about 500 meters or something, or maybe a couple of hundred meters, but yeah. Little patchy things on the sounder. It's not lit up like crazy or anything, but it went from 6 meters back there. Now we're dropping down to we could drop down to about 11 or 12 there, but it's back up at 7 again. Just trying to far out. This water on the screen is very annoying. Trying to get my bearings as to where I am, to be honest. I'm so used to having all my marks laid out in front of me, so I know exactly where I am on the reef all the time these days, that it's funny to fly blind again. Somewhere around here, normally I would like to turn left. Oh, I missed that one. Charles Whitehouse, long time follower. Thanks for all the enjoying educational and ethical content. Cheers. No, thank you. Thanks for watching, man. Yeah. I can't touch the screen at all now. It's flown all the way back up the questions. Normally I bring a cloth, but I didn't bring a cloth. I didn't think about that. So it's kind of a last minute thing. Oh my God. Look what it's done. It's just zoomed in. I didn't even touch the screen there. Oh, how am I gonna... Jeez, look at that. I can't zoom it out. What am I gonna do about this? Let my hands dry a sec. Just let my hands dry. What I'll do is I'm gonna check the baits. Jeez, that's a good picture, isn't it? Close. All right, let me just turn on the side a little. I'll let my hands dry, and what I'm gonna do. Can you see that? Look. How you going? I'm just gonna quickly wind this reel in here and check the dig bait's all right. Imagine if I hook up now of all times. That would be cool. So we're just getting lines in, and then I'll attempt to zoom that thing out. Far out. Live streaming on the water, on the kayak has its challenges, that's for sure. I'm assuming you can hear me. All right, so I've wound our bait in. It looks completely untouched. At least we get a nice close-up shot of that. Look at that. It's pretty clear. Is that clear on your screen? Because on my screen, even though it's covered in salt water, it actually looks pretty clear. All right, I'm going to try and dry these fingers on the hat, and then we'll attempt to try and, let's see. Okay, we got it back a bit. We're pinching. All right, oh, now we're blocking. Okay, we're back. Now can I get the, oh no. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I may have made someone a moderator or blocked someone then. Okay, but we're back. Okay. Let's do it. It's not a GoPro, it's a phone. Yeah, it's on the phone. Touchscreen. Water and touchscreens does not mix very well. But we did it. So, yeah, bait hasn't been taken. Doesn't even look like it's had even a little bit of a touch. I wonder if there's a way I could move the screen into the center. But what happens when I get a fish? Yeah, the problem with moving it into the center on here means that when I get a fish, I can't open the hatch because then you guys can't see anything. So we'll leave it where it is. I'll just paddle funny for a bit longer. But we'll let our baits out again. And we'll continue on. All right, where are we at? Let's see if we can get the likes of 400. Go on, we're very close. Do it. You rock, man. I don't think anything I've done this morning has been that impressive. All right. 2025. Oh, Jack Galloway, how you going, mate? It's a long time viewer, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we'll come around here. We've dropped off the edge of the reef now. We're in like 16 or 17 meters of water, so you caught a few whiskers, yeah. How about a diving plug? Yeah, well you could do that, but if the mackerel are about, I'd like to think we're in it with a decent chance. What are you saying? Is that Fox replying? Who are you replying to, mate? What's going on? People asking questions. Yeah, if the mackerel are about, hopefully we should be fine. Get out of this guy's way. interesting patch of bait on the sounder. Oh, sweet with the likes. Yeah, look, 427 straight up, eh? There's a patch of bait sort of sitting high up in the water column at about 6 meters that I've just gone over. So that's interesting. It'd be nice if my reels just peeled off. Come on. Come on. Gotta be fish somewhere. Yeah, he's hoping. The live stream pressure, the live stream curse. It's definitely a thing. Oh, it's like a bug crawling on my face. Sorry about that. Yeah. Quite a few boats just sort of look like they're taking off and going out a bit wider. Okay. Watch the boat behind me. Yeah, no, he turned off. He's all right. I know, I kind of cut in front of him, but he wasn't, he looked like he was anchored up, but he wasn't moving, and then I cut across in front of him, but then he was just slowly putting along, but he's fine. So if anything, I'm sort of at fault as well. Edge closer to the reef. Can hear everything. Like what? What have we got? Hey, do you use any 2-speed reels? Look, I do. I've got a couple of like Fathom 2s and Fathoms, which are lever drag 2-speed reels. I used to use them a lot more because when basically like before the reels all became sealed, all the spinning reels became sealed, I used to be able to keep overheads going a lot easier. Service wise, so I'd use them more often, and they seem to last a little easier than spin reels. Were just a nightmare to keep going, especially on the kayak because my gear gets so wet, you know what I mean. I literally dunk my reels just about every trip, so it was a nightmare to service them. So I kind of just give up on spin reels at that time, but then all of a sudden those spin fisher came out, and then the slammer came out. So as luck would have it, I used like the old jig masters, like old Penn jig masters originally, which was cool because you could pull them apart and they were really like just simple inside, so you can clean them out easy. And then they just happened to bring out the perfect reel for me, which is a slammer, and I also just happened to get some support from them as well. So it was actually just like a match. It just all aligned, the stars aligned for that pairing, which was perfect. Worked out great because they had the perfect kind of sealed reel at an affordable price that I could actually afford. Because there's other guys that think their reels are sealed, but it's very, 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 very expensive. Hey, Fox, don't post any images, mate. I don't want to see you writing anything silly. All right, I'm serious about that, mate. Don't put anything else up. Just nice comments only. And if you're around, stop him. I can see he's tried to post an image or something. Yeah, everyone, tell him not to do that. No images. Foxy hasn't quite grasped the concept that this goes out to like, how many people watching now? 480 people live. You don't get a second chance at this one, Fox. No silliness. Everyone can be my moderator. Look it up, Fox. Yeah, I'm sure he's fine. I'm sure it's just an innocent thing. But even at home, like on Messenger, he'll send me just silly stuff, like silly kid stuff. I'm like, man, I don't have time for this, buddy. Like, already spent too much time on this stuff, let alone having my son do it as well. Thanks, guys. Thanks, everyone. Yeah, the trials of all new stuff to deal with, hey? Just when you're through one sort of challenge parenthood, there's another one. I guess that's life in general, but yeah, crazy. What does that say? What do you mean, look it up, Fox? I think you mean lock it up, as in just don't post anything silly, Fox. Okay, let's keep trying to catch a fish. The screen pretty much just looks like one big salt smear now. It's very hard to see. Hopefully it's all right for you guys, because the camera looks pretty clean on that edge. Okay, we're coming around the top edge of the reef, I think, now, because I can see it just broke over in front of me over there. So this is typically a nice sort of spot to cut a loop around. Water looks nice velvety blue. But all the boats did sort of take off. Oh, what's going on here? What's that say? Russell Island. Why does that sound so familiar? Where's Russell Island? Getting old. I can't remember. Where's Russell Island? When we turn around and the sun's not in our face, we had to read it a bit better. Another mark there. We're back in 10 metres of water. We're just waiting for this boat to go past. Just make sure his lines are out of the way. Come on. I haven't seen any boats pulling in any fish, and a lot of the boats that are on the reef, they've all sort of taken off. Russell on a jumping pin. Oh yeah, no, I know what you're talking about, like near Lamb and all the others, yeah? Never fished around Russell. I have been there once before. I remember actually when I was getting Misty out once, And I went and I actually stayed alongside Russell and grabbed some supplies from there. Yeah, the water's nice and clear here. You can see the bottom, like the different colours. Dropping off to 15 metres again. What does it say? Just wake up, any fish? No, no fish, unfortunately. Sorry. Can't wait to complete my boat. Resto. What are you? Yeah, you're restoring a boat? That's cool. Yeah, I think about that every now and then. You know, you get sentimental about the boat you had when you were a kid growing up. Like we had like a Fishmaster Quintrex. And then the guys from the Captain did a, they restored one. I think it's the Fish, no, the one we had was the Fishmaster. But I think they kitted out like the Fish Finder or something. It's another, so I can't remember. It's not the Fishmaster, it's the non-cabin version. They fitted one out and restored it to its former glory, and it was I got all nostalgic about it. It's like, man, that would be cool to find an old like version of what you used to have when you were a kid and fix it all up. Right, so we're coming off the edge now. This looks like the northern edge where it drops off, because it just dropped off to 2 metres real quick. So I'll mark that too. Right, we're slowly building an image of where we can and can't paddle. Because if I come down here a little bit and come across, that'll be where the waves will break all the way down this edge here. Where are we at? I think it gets hit hard, mate. What, here at Fido's or? Or Russell? I know, I can't keep an eye on the chat now because of the sun and the salt on the screen. I don't know what's going on, I'm out of touch. Oh, bird's diving up ahead of me. I might as well paddle over that. Hopefully we don't get knocked off. I'll tell you what, I've definitely got knocked off on this bommy. It was a bit rougher. But yeah, I remember just thinking, oh, if you ever got caught out in this bommy, I'd sort of just pop over it, or just like I do through the surf, you could probably just punch through it. There was no punching through it, man. It was like epically huge, and it reared up, and it was so angry water. So like, just came and crunched the kayak back down on top of me. Lost it. I think I lost the water wolf camera. Lost the stack of stuff. Come on. There's got to be a fish zipping around there somewhere. This is impossible. Okay, hey man, discovered some of the videos a few months back. Ended up watching nearly all of them. What a trooper. Thanks, man. Yeah, no, yeah, no, it is a pretty special and cool place, especially now that, yeah, like with bigger boats comes access to even more amazing spots that are a little bit more remote as well. So yeah, we're very lucky. Like a lot of the islands and stuff that I'm going to are a bit further out though. Like they're minimum, so usually about 8 to 10 hours drive up the coast. Sometimes 2 days drive. But yeah, no, we've done a couple of nice long runs out, to some outer reef as well. It's pretty amazing. But I'm looking forward to getting back. It looks like there's going to be an opportunity actually to come over to the US again and fish, and I'm going to do a much better job than I did last time. So that could be really interesting. Definitely back down in Florida. Definitely, I'd like to cover more ground, and it'll be just me. It won't be a family holiday. It'll be a very specific trip that I'll hopefully just vlog the whole way through every day. Maybe it could be something like a fish a day, like in the USA kind of thing, you know what I mean? Like I've got to catch a fish or something. Well, however we do it, I'm going to hopefully it'll just be me fishing and traveling around. So it'll be quite focused on fishing and just the whole travel kind of vlog as well, and just seeing some different areas. So that could be really cool coming up. We've just got to lock in a nice time, just figuring out the most ideal time to do it, where we can cover a lot of bases. Okay, that looks like a nice patch of something on the sounder. And the birds were diving here just a second ago. Come on. Turn back up and try and head over the reef again. Geez, if I was ever going to get a hit, I would have liked to have thought it was there. Just on that drop off from 21 metres all the way up to 15 and 11. And it's like all bait hanging off that back edge. When it's on here, that's like, when you go over a little ledge like that, it's usually a very good chance of getting some interest. We're up in like 13 metres of water all of a sudden now. Might cuddle up just down a little south. Fish that back end of the reef. All the boats are up that end, so maybe down here something different. What's going on here? Where's the coast? So if I turn this around, is that the flip button? Sorry, it's really hard to see. You can see the mainland there. That's the mainland. So that's sure that would be like Fingal Headland. Just back a little bit that way, like to the right. So it's not too far. I know. There's a lot of paddling with dead baits, isn't there? Take a break and jig. Well, I could. I guess I did bring a soft plastic along and things like that. Didn't bring any jigs as such. Really wanted this to be a mackerel trip. Sometimes you just got to put the time in. I know it can be a bit boring. How long have we even been on for? What have we got? KK. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Very cute. Is that a fox? Might be a fox. Oh, we've been live for 84 minutes. What's that? Carb load last night. It's not over. Let's stick at it for a bit. Might do another quick bait check. Make sure we're fishing with something. Yeah, it's still perfectly untouched. Yeah. Not necessarily a great trip so far, is it? Could just keep paddling out to 9 Mile. It's a beautiful day, super calm, very little wind. I wonder if they're catching out there. We could start heading in that direction, just travel up over all that reef that way. Big paddle, but on a day like this, it's not the worst thing. The only real problem actually would be phone reception. I think gets a bit more patchy out there. Have you ever worried about a shark? Oh, going to like your feet. I tend not to worry about it. I was way more worried about the lightning hitting me than the sharks. I don't know. It's always hard to tell, like, because I've got to admit, when I saw that bigger great white in the boat, I don't know how I would have handled it. Well, there's nothing you can do except just go and just be nervous, nervously await what happens next. But yeah, like it would have been a bit more of a different experience in the kayak, I guess. But what do? You know, you just got to keep paddling. Same with the lightning. It's like, well, this sucks, and I'm a bit worried, but I just got to keep paddling in, I guess. With the shark, I guess you just don't want to splash around too much. Nice, calm movements. And there's not a whole lot you could do apart from that, is there, really? Like, but I tend not to really think about sharks, to be honest. I guess it'd be different if a huge great white, like 7 meters, came up just beside the kayak. I guess I'd be thinking about it a bit more then, but honestly, it's not really at the front of my mind most of the time. Maybe that's a little complacent, maybe I just got used to it, not thinking about it, because I've done it enough to just like you sort of, yeah, but should be right. Let's see if we can clear some of this salt off. This could be a really good idea, a really bad idea. So we'll put fresh water all over this little bit of chamois cloth that I've got. Probably should keep moving so my baits don't hit the ground. Okay, now I'm going to try and do this a little bit. Oh, danger. No, I'm not. Cancel. Okay. We're just trying to lightly do this. Okay, that's a little bit better. I can see the screen a bit more now. Start talking to them in call the Spanish. What was that? In call the Spanish. Start talking to the fish. Yeah. It would be nice. Let's see, what do we got? Fish 0, paddling 1 hour. Yeah. Well, yeah, at least it's a fitness trip. USA fishing, Florida Keys are always fun. Louisiana Delta. Yeah, I'd love to go up there and get like, there's certain fish obviously that I'll definitely want to try and tick off. Yeah, like a big snook. I love the look of those fish. Big redfish. Is it a stripper or a striper? Like those, oh well, and a tarpon of course, but like, that'd be cool. They're all fish that we sort of don't have here as well, but are kind of pretty iconic. Snook are beautiful. Yeah, I saw some in the water down at like the Keys, and then but I wasn't allowed to spear them down there. But they knew it as well. They were right in front of me. I was like, oh, look at that wahoo. Well, I've caught plenty of wahoo here. We have hit them. Like, look, it's always a pleasure, and it's always definitely a fancy fish to get. But I'm not on the wahoo hunt as much, just simply because I've definitely caught them before. But yeah, no, there'd be so many cool fish to try. Love to get a like a nice big peacock bass just in the canals there somewhere. I tried to do that last time, but I failed. But I did get a few just largemouth. But yeah, it would be cool. I'd also like to get, like, those giant, like those big salmon. We don't have salmon here. That would be fantastic. Or even those big halibut, something like that, something different. Just things that we don't get here, I guess. But hey, if I caught a nice wahoo, that would be fine as well. Like even where I am now is the place where the wahoo come through. You wouldn't think it as the fishing's going today, but it's usually a pretty good spot. No luck, unfortunately, mate. We're struggling. But that's all right. Yeah, interesting. It's never a good feeling when you're in the kayak and there's and everyone just disappears, like all the people in boats. So it's like they've all given up, but because they've got the boat, they've got more options just to hightail it to somewhere else. Whereas I'm kind of a little bit more committed. We're coming back up over the reef though. What we got? 414 people still watching. Still a pretty amazing amount. Jeez, this would be nice if we caught some, wouldn't it? Oh, here comes that swell. So I don't know if you can see that. If I turn this way, you can see it is breaking behind me. It's there. So you don't want to be there, basically. What's it? I wish 417 people committed or commented, is it? Yeah, well, all things considered, it's always still amazing that people people watch these things at all, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, no, it's looking very quiet. It just, yeah, I know, I know I guess I could switch to a soft plastic or something, but I got no marks. Really was hoping to get a mackerel this morning. Mackerel fishing's been tough for me this season, actually. I've got to admit, like, missed a couple of hits yesterday, got taken out of the water the other day from the storm, but I've taken fox out like probably we at least 4 trips in with very little to no success apart from mac tuna and things. At the beginning of the season I got a couple off the little red inflatable. I smashed it, went out, caught them in and out within an hour, and then I don't think I ever put that video up because I think something happened. We went to the islands or something, and then we went down to Sydney, and I never did a cook up of any of the fish, so I didn't really have a complete video. So even though we have caught a few mackerel at the beginning of the season, we haven't really shown it. So it's there, and now it's already almost February. I think everything gets put on hold just for school holidays and stuff, I think. Time to just get back into some serious fishing. Yeah, all but a few people have taken off. Frozen squid strips. Well, we brought a bit of squid out on the boat last time in Sydney, but that's because we caught all those squid and we had so much squid. Anytime I catch a squid, it's very rarely do I think of putting it on as bait, to be honest. Unless we've got lots of squid or some random off cuts, a lot of the time I'm more thinking, oh, I'm going to eat that. Need all the boats to go back. Yeah, no, look, a lot of the boats are gone now. I think they've all taken off out wide to 9 Mile or something. I wonder if I knew the fish were on out there, I'd make the paddle. It's pretty far. I don't know if my phone reception would support a video stream though. Good day. What happened to the South African Mozambique trip? Oh, look, I kind of, like with the South African trip, I really wanted it to happen. It's like I've tried to tee it up at least 4 times, and any time it's sort of, anytime I'm assured it's going to happen, it gets cancelled at the last minute. So I've kind of just given up on following that one up for now. Just because it's a bit of a frustrating one when you sort of put effort in and you put posts up, hoping. Oh, hang on, how do we get back there? Okay, sorry, I missed that one. Thank you for all the years of content. Thank you, Alicia. Cool, thank you. Sorry, I missed that one. But yeah, so unfortunately, it's sort of it's on permanent hiatus for all the old South Africa trip. You never know, it could happen. But I've gotten sick of being disappointed by promises and it never coming through. So I'm just over it. I'll concentrate on the promises that actually will happen, and not the ones that are, just took. That's being fairly blunt about it now, because I kind of was assured. I said, don't do this again. You know what I mean? Like, let's actually make it happen. And then at the last minute, sure enough, pulled the pin. And that's that, unfortunately, yeah. But there's plenty of other cool trips coming up, so that's all right. And I'm just lucky to be able to fish, you know what I mean, anywhere really. So it does look amazing. I would love to go. It'd be a nice big culture shock and something very different as well. And Mozambique just looks amazing, but it's just the stars have got to align, I guess. Is the winning film available to watch? If you want to still watch the film festival, you'd still have to log into the the site, the TFI website, it's still up there, and all the years past are up there as well. So you can just log in or subscribe for. Oh, apparently, just make sure you've unsubscribed, because you don't want to keep paying the $5 a month now. You can just go in, and there is a way to unsubscribe if you haven't done that, because someone actually mentioned to me today that they noticed that they were still getting charged the $5 per month, which you definitely do not need to be doing. See, like, just log in and unsubscribe. But if you subscribe just for a month, you can pay $5. You can watch all the films and all of that, and you can watch mine as well. I wish it wasn't a pay thing, but it is. You know what I mean? That was all part of it. But I did do 2 films. If you go back, you'll see that there's a hook in a hand kind of one. I think it says this was not the plan. And then maybe the most satisfying fish, I think, was the other title. Those 2 videos have a lot of the content that was in the film festival, but they're sort of long form with a lot more of the goings on to get to film it all and things like that. So if you want to watch sort of a longer, kind of less highly edited version, I guess the storytelling isn't as good in that respect. But a lot of the best or the hero shots from the film festival are in those 2 videos. I was allowed to break the video up and put in all the extra content I sort of had, and they were happy for me to do that. But I can't just post the actual original video, because they've paid a lot of money and time and invested money and time into the competition, plus 70 grand prize money and things like that. They deserve that film, you know what I mean? That's part of the contract. So that film remains theirs, and it's theirs to show off. And every year when they do that contest, everyone can still watch all of those as well. Yeah, and I think that's fair. It's not, you know, no one wants to, you know, give money, but, you know, like it is what it is, you know what I mean? You creating lures at the chair legs? Yeah, that's the one. We need more lure making. Well, we actually had a little attempt at that down in Sydney. We made some big knife jiggy kind of weights that we we're going to use for the kingfish fishing. We did give it a crack, but unfortunately the day we ran out of time, we only got one more day in Sydney fishing. The weather sort of turned bad and it wasn't great. So we sort of had to just take what we could get. But yeah, we will revisit those, because I put it on Instagram. You'll see the big jigs that we made. You still got the sailboat? Yes, I do have the sailboat. If you go back to the start of this live stream, maybe in the first 15 minutes, I do a big spiel about what happened with the sailboat, if that's of interest. Oh, Jonathan Mark, thank you. That's awesome, mate. Thank you. No, much appreciated. Only 2 boats left. Is it really that quiet? What do we do? Do we head out? I could try and find a spot to drop some, like, just for some soft plastics, but it's not really going to be that exciting. Let's see. Yeah, Misty's a tough one. Misty is a boat for another part of my life. It was a boat for when I was younger and single, or it was a boat for in a couple of years when the kids are older. And then we've got time to just disappear off the face of the earth and just go sailing and not be rushed. You know, imagine just dotting from island to island, just no rush, no need to tackle crazy weather either. Just take your time. If you've got to stay somewhere, just stay. Wait for the good windows, just keep moving around. You could just go anywhere. There's no real reason to stop. But if you can't stay with your boat, that's a problem, because that's when everything goes haywire. That's what I'm realizing. If I can't stay on the boat and live on the boat and take time to do the trips properly, the sailing is just, it's a very slow process, and I can't do it with the family. It's just, yeah, it's a pity. I really did want to do more sailing and get a bit more into it and add that to the channel a bit more, but it's, yeah, like, yeah, just takes so long, even just to get out of the Broadwater's a day trip. So, you know, if I have to spend 2 days and then I might not even, you know, and then the wind dies or the, you know, like, or something, and then we don't get any fishing or cooking or anything else done. It was a surprisingly, like, I did get out of the Broadwater and do a trip. I don't think I ever posted the video because I hate to say it, but it was a surprisingly uneventful, boring trip, and it took me 3 days and nothing happened. It was great for me in this respect that I was out on the water and learning to sail and doing it all. But see, that journey really needs to be done like where I just keep going, you know what I mean? Like I can't, because as soon as I got to a point, I was like, man, if I don't go home now, I'll be 6 days in and I may not have even done anything, you know? Like so yeah, sailing is a tricky one. But I plan on revisiting the whole experience and sailing in general, maybe at a different stage of my life. Okay, we'll just keep skirting the edge of the reef here. There's no reason why a mackerel couldn't turn up. The other day I got a few dolphin fish on the fair weather float. Yeah, no, a couple of dolphin fish would be nice. It'd be nice to be able to get out to the fad. Are the fads even there at the moment? I don't know. Bit out of my range on the kayak, unfortunately. Where did the name Rocket Kit come from? I've covered that quite a lot, but I'll do it again. Seems as we're looking for things to talk about. The name is not as exciting as you think. So obviously my full name is Rod or Rodney. I prefer Rod, to be honest, but Rodney, yeah. So someone's hinting at it now. Basically, I have a nickname for a couple of my mates, like Mark in particular, called me Rocket or Rocket Rod a bit when I was young. And then when I went and did graphic design school, you have to come up with a business name. You know, they get you to do like a fake business name or a freelance kind of design business name, which you can use as you get out of school. And so I just used Rocket Design. And then I went to register at the Department of Fair Trading or whatever it is. And that was when there was no internet, or there was internet, but you had to go into the office in the city. And then the lady was like, no, you can't use Rocket. I said, well, what if I change the spelling to R-O-K-K-I-T? And she said, no, there's like Rocket Plumbing or something that's too similar. And then for some reason I thought I came up with this idea that you could just use Rocket and then Kit. Kit sounded like a cool little kit of something. And then also I could, because my logo was like, it had two colors, like it had like the Rocket was one color and Kit was the second. So I thought I could sort of fudge it and just not even use the Kit. So anyway, we registered the business name Rocket Kit, got the emails and all of that set up. And then that was my graphic design business for like 12 years or something, all freelance kind of side of it. I went and got proper jobs at proper agencies and whatever as well. But basically, I think I started the YouTube channel not because I had any intention of making videos. Isn't it funny how now like people like all the young crew, like they log in, like look at someone like, I don't know who's a good example, Field Days or Reef Addicts. They made a YouTube to become YouTube, you know what I mean? To make it a business, you know what I mean? Like they made a YouTube channel to intentionally make it successful and earn money. Whereas my YouTube channel I had no idea I was going to upload videos. I only made the YouTube Rocket Kit because I needed somewhere to upload, I needed somewhere to comment on like graphic design and I still like fishing and that. I needed just somewhere to comment and just post stuff just personally. And then I think what happened is I moved up to the Gold Coast. I found kayak fishing and I noticed that a lot of people were doing trip reports in the forums. They were doing like kayak trip reports and they were doing video trip reports. And I was like, oh man, I've always wanted to do video editing. Obviously I had a background in graphics anyway, so I was always doing like magazines and stuff. So I needed an excuse or some reason to do some video work. I had all the programs through Adobe. So next thing you knew, I tried my hand at that. And then I noticed, and then I needed somewhere to embed the video, so I just started using my Rocket Kit. There's definitely fish here. I think they're just the surgeon fish though. You never know, could be a Spanish mixed in amongst them. But so like I literally only had the channel just by default. It's my old graphic design channel. And then because I was uploading and just embedding them and then putting the video on the forums, with still no intention of doing it on YouTube, the forums, because they had lots of people, back when forums were a thing and Facebook groups didn't take over anymore, I noticed that there a decent amount of people were watching them. So the channel sort of took off a little bit on the forums first. And then I was stuck with the name, basically. And then I noticed that the YouTube all of a sudden was getting more views than the forums. And then, and then next thing you know, Rocket Kit was born. And then you notice, because originally it was Rocket Kit Design and Nice Persons Club was the slogan for the design business. And that's where the nice thing came from, because then it turned into design and fishing and design, I think. And then now I just think it says fishing and Nice Persons Club, because it's become the job. So that's where it all came from. Probably not the most exciting story you probably expected, but it's a story, I guess. You know, that's been the journey of my YouTube journey. Very different to, like, say these days, a lot of people, they come in with the intention of making it famous, or intention, not famous, it's a poor word for YouTube, with the intention of turning it into a job, I guess, and getting views, you know what I mean? Like, whereas my journey was literally, I was just trying to get information out of the kayak forum and just posting fish like that I was catching up here for mates and stuff. There was little to no intention of ever trying to turn it into like a business or monetize it in any way. But then, you know what also happened is, I think I was watching a lot of US guys, like the Googans, and then all of a sudden, all of those guys were starting to turn it into a job. And then, you know, like they were all studying, and then they all started quitting their colleges and just doing YouTube. And then I was like, well, wait a second, maybe that's a thing, maybe this is possible. But still back then I was still only making, you know, I might make a couple of $100 if I was lucky, you know, every couple of months. So yeah. There we go. Wouldn't it be great now that everyone's sort of gone? There's only one boat. It's for some reason sort of just like the guy's behind me on the edge. I think he's just doing the same thing I'm doing, just cruising around the edge of the reef. But he's like right next to me behind me. I don't know if I turn this way, you'll be able to see him. Is that him there? But yeah. What's that? Any tips for budding YouTubers like me? I think the only real tip I can give you, because you know the standard now, like back in when I started, like people were still trying to figure out like how to do it and what was sort of appealing and how to appease the algorithm or whatever, the audience in that. It's lost its Wild West feeling a little bit in a way, because anything could go, and you know, people were trying new things, even just like live stream. But the best advice you can give to anyone really is just start uploading videos and just don't worry about it. If you really want to do it, you've got to speak to camera. You know, like I guess I get accused of speaking too much to camera. You don't have to do it like I do it, but you do need to be able to, you know, just be comfortable in front of it, I guess, and just keep uploading. Honestly, you just got to keep going if you really want to do it. Like, it took me years, and I remember other people came in hot. Like, I remember when I'd been hacking away at it and I started to take it a little bit more seriously, but I was still on a kayak, so I didn't realise I was still niche as well. But you know, then you got new guys like Morning Tide bursts on the scene, and they just like skyrocketed up, and then they split up, and then Timmy Turtle rocked up, and he was he was going off, and that was cool because they're all lovely guys, and so I got to know them as well, which was cool. But it was you see people come in, you know, and really take off, and it gets frustrating. So the best advice I can give is just keep at it if you really want to do it, and don't expect it to become a thing necessarily. But you've got formulas out there now that you can see work, you know what I mean? And people use those. People are ruthless now about how they use that. in regards of like, you know, hey, we all know a girl in a bikini is going to do all right, thumbnail wise, okay? So, and people are, like back in the day, there was a handful of people doing it. Now it's almost a prerequisite if you want to make it and get your channel noticed at the start. And you've even seen other channels use that to their advantage. Like, it was Stricken Friends, a perfect example. You know, they had their Back to Basics channel. It did all right, solid channel, great guys. But then, you know, they noticed obviously in that the trip with Strick and Fran in particular, you know, you can see what's really, you know, it's just an instant way to get your channel recognized by doing certain thumbnails, like even not just bikinis, but just that survivalist type, you know, that in your face with the knife kind of thumbnail and that, you know, Field Days obviously takes advantage of that. And it's all fair game. It's not silly because that's how you get your, oh, a little flying fish just jumped because that's cool. But that's how you get your channel noticed, you know what I mean? Like sometimes that's what you got to do just to get your foot in the door before people realize you've got a good channel, you're offering something decent, you know what I mean? Like that's the competition, everyone's doing it. So, you know, that's the game. You got to play the game a bit. And I try and do it in my own way, you know, like I'm not the guy that's going to be yelling and carrying on like over the top. I don't have a wife that wants to jump in front of the camera in a bikini all the time. So it's just, I've got to play my game and my strengths, and it's very different, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's an interesting one. But if you really want to do it, you got to find your niche and just keep uploading. Don't make it too niche either. Like kayak fishing, for instance, is great. And now I've got an audience that will watch me kayak fishing, but that don't necessarily even kayak fish because they know I'll be back to other adventures and fishing as well. It's all part of the channel. But in the beginning, if you look at the kayak audience, it's actually way smaller. So yeah, if you're just doing kayak fishing, it's harder to crack that sort of that bigger, say US and those bigger population markets. It's sad that I even have to think about it, but it's all part of it, isn't it? You know, just want to just go fishing at the end of the day. Anyway, what are you doing? You wish everything was metric. Oh, okay, as in the metric system. Well, oh, I'm gonna get flamed. Here we go. Crazy comment. Everything kind of is metric these days, except one country, I think. But yeah, no, look, it doesn't matter. Whatever works, you know. Can get confusing sometimes. All right. Don the bikini rod. Nah. Look. Yeah. Yeah, pretty competitive game when it comes to even just look at the way, you know, people come in the channels. They know what's going to get those clicks. But it's interesting. In the beginning, it was way more effective. Now, because there's plenty of good-looking girls getting around in bikinis that are more than happy to, you know, hold up some crayfish. It's kind of they sign up for, that's the deal. Like that's what we're doing. Like we're a couple. We're attractive couples ready to make it big on YouTube. Whether you're a caravanning site, an overlanding site, a fishing site, it's, you know, it just works, doesn't it? It just works. It just gets the click. Unfortunately, I can't play that game as hard, but you know, that's all right. You don't have to do it that way. I'm lucky because I was an early adopter in a way, or I've been around for a while. So I never developed my following based on that, which is good now because, yeah, you know, I don't know. That's the deal. It's all fair. Anyway, is anyone even still watching? People are still watching this rubbish. Thank you. I would have thought we would catch at least a fish. Look, there's a big dirty waterline. If I flip this around, there's a big dirty waterline. We could skirt along the edge of this. It's probably all just spilling out from the tweed, I'm guessing. We'll work our way along here. Oh, geez. There's all these giant jellyfish. What other funny topics? Oh, here's the other one that's really popular at the moment. The pay to win competitions. That's one of the ones that's like definitely raised some eyebrows in Australia. Anyway, I don't know about in the US if they have those things, but it's the, you know, like you pay $5 to join, to become a member, and then you go into the draw to win the prize, which is usually like a four-wheel drive and a caravan or a boat. It's a funny one. Been a couple of people doing those recently and getting cranky. I don't have a problem with that actually. Like, I don't mind. Look, it's a good prize. I'd like to win. I'd like a new Land Cruiser with a boat on the back. I would definitely do that. And I think paying $5 to enter is fine as well. What I don't like is, yeah, I think it's perfectly fine for people to promote it. I think it's perfectly fine because it is a bloody good prize. I'd like to win it. $5 is reasonable. What I do have a problem with is YouTubers pretending like they're giving back or making it a point to say, oh, this is my turn to give back, because that's bullshit, because they're making a lot of money. They're making heaps of money, just like just like the company that's promoting it is making heaps of money. The people doing it and, like, you know, affiliating themselves with it are also making a lot of money. Like, and I'm talking, I heard a couple of things through the grapevine, and it's a lot of money. It's enough for me to, you know, like, for me and my channel where it's at, is like half a year to a year's salary, mate. Bloody, it's like, so if you're going to pretend somehow that you're doing everyone a favour, that's just not the case. Like, but it is a bloody good prize. I'd like to win it. So, you know, I get it. But just don't pretend it's something that it isn't. Yeah. Yeah, sorry. Got that off my chest, didn't I? Have I ever tried my hand at fly fishing? I've never done fly fishing. I'd like to. I don't know. I tell you where I'd like to go fly fishing. I don't really have that much interest in. Oh well, maybe the challenge would take over after time, but I've got a lot more interest in, say, fly fishing for trout in a beautiful stream than I do for trying to catch GTs on fly. Okay, but that's just me now. I guess if I did this sport and I really got obsessed with everything about it, maybe I'd change my opinion on that, you know, and the challenge would take over. But yeah, like steelhead in a stream, like imagine going and, yeah, doing that. That would be like, that seems really, really appealing to me. Yeah, that kind of fishing, I think, yeah. Mountain fishing in Utah 2 or 3 times a week, yeah. Well, see, this is it. If I come back to the States, I'd love to, if the opportunity came up, to do something just like that. Yeah, that would be great. I'd be terrible at it though, I'm sure. So, so get ready for some poor fly fishing. But it would, I think it'd be pretty special. Yeah, it'd be great. And there's places to do it here as well, and in New Zealand as well. To be great. It really would be great. Yeah. Oh yeah, here. Oh, ZN fly is good. From vids I've seen in the past. Yeah. NZ has huge trout. Yeah, like there'd be plenty of opportunities to do some great fishing. And it'd be a nice change as well. There's always a lot of salt water on my channel. Freshwater seems like it's a hard sell for some reason in Australia. I don't know, there's something about it. Like I've seen some of the guys, like even like someone like Brooksy or Maddie from Pelagic Pursuit, they put up these amazing videos of barra. Like this is the most amazing topwater eats I've seen ever captured. Like those barra just smashing the baits, beautiful drone shot above them. And the videos just don't seem to get any traction. I don't know, there's something about Australian freshwater that just seems like a really hard sell to get people to watch the video. Like we've got like an Australian bass. People love catching them, but they just don't have, I don't know, maybe it's too niche. Or in Murray cod, we've got these amazing fish that are, you know, like then they're big, you know, over a metre. And you just put a Murray cod video up and no one seems to care about it, which is crazy because it's as impressive, if not more impressive. And the scenery is so amazing, you know, and you're out in the fresh and it's like in the bush. But for some reason, it's just hard to get the traction on those videos. I think maybe more of a catch and cook element and more of a camping focus, I think would change that. Maybe if I did do it, I could make it work, just simply because of the camping aspect as much as the fishing aspect, because I guess a lot of those videos I'm talking about, they're very fishing only focused. And even getting into more of a technical side of things rather than just a camping adventure. Oh, this is hard to read. Pixel. I've always wanted to ask the question, why do you always fillet the fish you catch? Oh, okay. Well, I don't know, do I? Maybe it just seems that way, but a lot of the time I don't fillet them. I do whole fish and a lot of, well, I don't know. We left the skin on the jewfish. I know Mark was cooking that time, but I don't know. I actually don't always fillet them. I guess sometimes maybe for the videos, maybe it seems like I do. Yeah. I didn't think I really did, but I will make an effort to do more unfilleted ones and maybe whole fish and just skin on as well. I'll take it under advisement. But yeah, no, look, it's not intentional as such, and we do eat the fish in different ways all the time. So I guess, sometimes I leave the skin on and sometimes I don't. If it seems like I'm filleting a lot more, I guess, yeah, maybe, I guess I'll probably fillet a little bit more. I'll try and mix it up. Fish too big for the oven. Well, that is a good point. A lot of the time when I'm away, I've only got a very limited pan space. So unless it's a small fish, it's very rare that I'll keep it whole. That could have something to do with it, because I've only got a small pan. Geez, we've cut some laps around this bommy now. I'm getting no love whatsoever. I'm even seeing boats come in from out wider and just heading straight back to the bar by looks of things as well. I'm not sure if you saw those other two big boats come past, but they look like they were beelining straight back home. Oh, what does it say? Cheers, mate. Question, have you had tried any luck using the GT ice cream? Oh, is that big plastic? Yeah, it's like a big plug. I haven't used one, but I've seen people use them for kingies as well, haven't they? There's a guy actually, he's at Wayward Fishing, and he's making some recycled plastic ones that are a very similar design, if it's the lure I'm thinking about. And he's offered to actually send a few up. So maybe I should get my hands on some. It's cool that he's doing it a clever way by recycling rubbish. We actually talked online about the possibility of me going to an island, collecting some plastic and then sending it down to him, and then him pressing out some lures out of it. So I'll look into that again with him, because he seemed pretty keen to do it. And yeah, and the lures he's making basically are coming out just like those big plug kind of ones. Yeah, and they look great to cast around. I can imagine you wouldn't have any trouble getting some interest from a GT or many others. Yeah. You should extend junk into more lures, 100%. Yeah, no, well, I've thought about that. There's a lot of great lure makers out there making beautiful products. I don't know if I'd have the time to get it. But look, it'd be great to have a product like that, though. I have thought about one lure that I would make that's sort of simple but would be effective and work, and would just be fun to use. So I've got something in the back burner there, and I know I talk about stuff like that a lot and it never happens, so I've got to pull my finger out it. Replace the bait. Yeah, I just don't think there's any fish around though, but I will. We can do that. Yeah, look, there's boats. All these boats are coming in from 9 Mile. Look, there's quite a lot of boats here again. I think it must just be a really slow day. Beautiful day, but just no fish around, which is a pity. That's a real pity. Everyone would be hoping to get their Australia Day mackerel. Look at that bait. Not a scratch. Alright, we'll replace the bait. We'll do a couple more laps and then, yeah, I don't know. Not the fishiest day. Good chats though. We still got 445 people. That's crazy. Thank you for listening. I'm sorry we haven't caught any fish. What else can we talk about? What's something interesting? This is a good looking pilly though. He's a little bent here, I'll straighten him out. But that's a good one because he's still got his tail. Minor imperfection on his belly and stuff, so he should hold together really nicely. That's a nice looking bait. I know that seems like a little particular, but it makes a big difference. When you're doing dead baits as well, like you want these perfect baits. A bit of tail still is always good. There's definitely guys out there that... See, there's nothing wrong with this bait though as well. It's not quite as nice as that one, but you'd be surprised how many guys, especially in the kayak fishing world, but how many guys are going out of their way to find these special pack of pillies that just have perfect tails and perfect shape, the right size. And then if you're really lucky, you'll get your hands on some slimies. So I usually measure it up. Go in there. Whoop. No. False alarm. I could hear a boat woohooing over there, but I think they were just mucking around. He doesn't look like he's stopping to catch stuff. There's boats coming in left, right and centre. I dare say they're all giving up. Alright, new bait. Alright, which way? Is anyone still here? Scariest moment of your adventures? Well, if you asked me before last week, I would definitely say the most worrying thing was getting stuck on the little red boat out of those sand caves in that storm. It wasn't the storm that was the problem, it was the next day. I think I don't know if I even told this story? I think I told this story in some of the video, in a follow-up video. But let me just try and clear this up so I can see the screen again. Yeah, no, I got caught out on the little red boat. I think I'd made the silly plan on... I didn't plan the trip very well. I was out there doing the film festival. And for some reason I didn't... I'd given up. I'd been chasing my tail trying to get this GT for the first film festival attempt. Let's get this bait out so we're not just doing nothing. And I think I was on one sand K and oh, we're zoomed in again. Great. Please, please, please. Oh, we got it back a bit. But yeah, no, little red boat. Basically, I had to get from one sand K to the other. And I was like looking at the sand K I was on, I knew that one could go underwater at high tide. And when the storm had picked up to a point where, because there was waves, like a decent wind chop, I think it was going to come straight over the sand K that I was on. The land was, mainland was probably about 25 Ks away, I think. So, but I knew that the other sand K, which was 6 Ks away up the coast, definitely wouldn't go underwater. So I decided to try and run there. But because I hadn't planned on staying there that night, I had no clothes or spare clothes or sleeping bags or anything, so I didn't want to get all wet with my clothes. So I stripped down to my underpants and just had my life jacket and underpants on. And I thought, right, no one's going to see me. I'll just quickly beeline over to the other thing. Anyway, so I launched the boat. I got around the first sand cay, and the waves were rearing up so steep that I was like, oh my God, I'm going to go over. So I turned back around to look back where I'd just come from, the sand cay, and it was already like 500 meters away, like that way. I was like, oh my God, I've stuffed up here. So I'm sitting there and my jock's just basically like packing it, just going, well, the only reasonable line that was sort of safe to do was heading back towards the mainland. So I made a sort of a rash decision. What I should have tried to do, well, what I should have done in it originally was just I should have just stayed on the sand cay and just held my boat for an hour or two, and then probably the tide would have subsided and I would have been fine for the night. But because I was committed to the water by that stage, I'd committed to the water and the trip, trying to make the run across. I had to do it then. So like I started heading towards the mainland because it seemed like the safest option. I thought if I get a bit closer, it might be calmer, which was not really the case, unfortunately. And I got so the mainland was like at least 25 Ks. And unfortunately, I'd made the decision to do all this at saltwater gargle. What's that? Oh, sorry, yeah. So I'd made all this decision at about like 4 or 5 in the afternoon. So it was a really bad time to be on the water because it was going to get dark soon. So I basically started the journey, and it was like literally surfing down waves and turning up off them, surfing down waves, turning up off them, traveling at like, I don't know, 10 Ks at the fastest and when I wasn't surfing down them. And like it was full on. Like it was just, that was one of those situations that I was talking about where you're just chanting to yourself, don't lose your nerve, right? Just hold it straight, surf down another one, turn off, surf down another one, just slowly make my way back closer to the mainland. So by the time I got to the mainland, it was pretty much dark. And then I still had another, I think over 30, maybe 40 Ks run or something like back to Port Douglas, basically it was. So started that journey as well in the pitch black, got about halfway, ran out of fuel, and then just as I ran out of fuel, I think I was maybe 3/4 of the way back, just as I ran out of fuel, this huge southerly storm comes, like this southerly change comes rushing in, and the wind just drops instantly, but then all of a sudden this southerly wind comes in and it's pouring with rain, like real heavy rain. And I'm just floating in the water with no engine. And like it was pretty hairy. And I remember getting back in, like luckily the Port Douglas boat ramp has a little flashing light on the headland as well, which was lovely because I finally got in range of that. Because I couldn't check my phone, because that boat doesn't have a sounder or any GPS. It was full on, like, and no catches, unfortunately, mate. This is just a chatting session, unfortunately. There's no catching going on. But yeah, so it was pretty full on. Like I didn't really go too much into it. Like in the film festival, I didn't even touch it at all because I felt like such a failure in every other way that I didn't even touch on that part of the trip. But yeah, like in the we're gonna turn up here. We're gonna go into the bommy. But yeah, it was full on. Like I was worried at that first part of the trip, surfing down those waves, that I was like, well, have the EPIRB ready, Rod, because this is going to go south any second now. And then just having to maintain that kind of mindset and just trying to keep the boat steady for like a good couple of hours, and then it just got dark, and then running out of fuel, and I'm trying to shelter when I'm trying to refuel with one of my spare tanks to fill the tank up again. You know, with the pouring rain, trying to cover it with my body. It's a pretty full-on experience floating out there in croc waters. There's nothing going on. So it's like sometimes you get the weather call wrong, but you're committed, so you just got to deal with it. There's nothing you can do. But I was definitely that was probably the hairiest moment where I thought, geez, this one could actually go south pretty quick. And just the other day, that lightning storm, that was a mistake. I should have just not made the call to go out. And one or two of the strikes definitely had me like ducking and just making involuntary movements of ducking, like hoping that I wasn't going to get blown up. It's pretty horrible to be out there. So many lightning strikes and so close, like you could literally see the flashes. Yeah, I remember just putting my rods down so quickly. I've never put my rods in my hatch so fast and paddled in. But it's a very long paddle when you got it like 2 Ks to paddle in and there's lightning like crashing down all around you. Longest 2 Ks in my life. We better hope that the swell doesn't come in right now because I'm in 4 meters of water. But maybe this is where the fish are all staying. Better get off this little edge. Yeah, I've caught a couple of marlin. I don't know how many. Handful. I'm not sure exactly how many. No real big ones. Safer now. Yeah, no, well I've lost quite a few on the side of the boat and the kayak, but I've definitely caught a few. Yeah, probably landed about 5 of them, I'd say. Definitely 2 on the kayak. One of my very first videos on the channel, I think I get one. And a few on the one on the inflatable, definitely. Yeah, I've definitely had a few on the kayak like that I definitely have lost as well. I know I've got at least one video up of that. I don't know, marlin fishing, I guess in other countries it's like they're going to keep them to eat them. It doesn't, I don't focus on marlin fishing, I don't know. A lot of the time I'm fishing for a meal, and in Australia they tend not to keep them, so. But who doesn't like catching a big fish? So, you know. Alright, we just managed to get off that shallow area now. It's been nice to get the body moving this week. I've done a lot of paddling, more paddling than I've done since probably the Adder Rock comp. Unfortunately this year the guys aren't putting the comps on. Bit of a restructuring I think, and just time versus reward. The kite comps won't be on this year. So that's a bummer because I definitely do like those comps and it's always fun to do the videos on it as well. But you know, I think we'll still make the trip over to North Straddie and do something. There's a kayaker paddling in over here. Maybe I'll try and head him off and see if he had any luck out wider. I've got a feeling the way all those boats just sort of ran in here, I've got a feeling no one was really having much luck. Me too, would love to try coral trout. Yeah, that coral trout skin is particularly good. Like particularly good. There, like yeah, once you bite into it, it's quite unbelievable how much it tastes like pork crackling. It's like quite a special treat. And you know how sometimes, like I like fish a lot, you know, but sometimes when you get back in for a fishing trip, you actually don't kind of feel like fish sometimes. And it's such a nice thing, especially on the islands, because even if you've just got some salt and some oil, you can make something that tastes so like meat, like a meat kind of, like that pork crackling taste, and just get that sort of that, you know, meat that sort of, you know, just like, yeah, you can make something that's quite meaty and a little less fishy. It's such a simple thing. Coral trout, I guess, is not a fishy fish at all. It's, yeah, so that's probably why a lot of people like it. People who don't necessarily like that strong fishy flavour, or even a weak fishy flavour. Alright fish, this is getting silly. Let's see, this guy, oh, he's sort of turning away from me now. I'd have to paddle harder to catch it. Yeah, I probably won't jig this trip, unfortunately. I just don't know. Like, oh geez. If I was in another spot, I'd take you up on the offer. I never have much luck fishing for snapper and things around here. It's definitely not snapper season here either. You can still catch them in summer though, that's for sure. Any squid around? Yeah, I guess you could try and drop the squid jig as well, but I'm just holding out for this mackerel. The troll and chat while you chat. Troll with, what's CHT? Yeah, I'm not quite sure. Get some water into you. Yeah, no, I can run pretty tight. Like I don't, yeah, like I'll have a sip of water, sure. But yeah, no, I didn't feel overly thirsty. Yeah, mate. What's that? Remember Jared? Is Jared on as well? All the long-term channel members. No backrest. I find that the backrest puts me in a position that's not a very good paddling position. It's like you're sort of sitting back like that, and that's definitely not very good for paddling. I need to be sitting up on my legs, leaning forward, just rotating my body slightly. Oh, that drip, let's switch the camera. And because it's like a surf ski, my feet are a bit further down, not like on a plastic kayak where they're usually pretty level. This has got more of a recess for your legs. I'm sitting up a bit more. I can sort of brace off my legs when I paddle. It's just a much better way to do it rather than, like some guys like the backrest on these things, but not many. You'll find that very few on this type of ski have a backrest. It's funny, even in this, if I just sort of scooch down and lean, I can rest my back if I want. I don't think I ever really do it, but I guess that is quite nice. But I'm usually up here hoping that the fish is going to hit, so. And I do need to do more paddling anyway. No fish, it's a lamb, I know. It absolutely is. You know, I love lamb though, so that's fine by me, but I love meat in general. Look, everyone can have their opinion. You don't have to eat meat if you don't want. That's all good. I don't really care. Don't try and force me to believe that that's the right thing to do though. But I love meat, hey, far out. I can't imagine not being able to eat meat of all types. Like, yeah. Can't imagine. Like, I like all kinds of food. I love that. I'll eat a salad, you know, it's great. But I love meat. Yeah, far out. I don't consider fish meat. No? Oh, I do. It's just another type of meat, isn't it? Yeah, like imagine not being able to have the juicy steak every now and then. I love sitting down with like a big steak. So good. Yeah, a big roast lamb. That'd be right. With all of like the potatoes and the pumpkin or whatever you got, just onion all around, just cooking in all the meat juice and the oil. Ooh, get them all crisped up. Bit of caramelization, mate. That's good. That's good stuff. Is it camel, crocodile? I've tried both of those actually, and I used to work at this big hotel, and they used to have this like jungle meats or bush meats, they called it, buffet where they would cook all different types of meats, and they'd have all of those on there. I didn't mind. Like crocodile was surprisingly good. Like, yeah, no. And they do like big stir fries and everything, and you could pick whatever meats you wanted in them. You hit the crocodile quite often. Yeah, big burger. Sounds good. Imagine not like enjoying a burger every now and then. Like not every day, but imagine not having one. Rot's Meat Channel. I know, sorry. Stop talking about it. How you like fishing the Fisher 575? This is not a 575. This is a 475. The 575, well, is probably a bit of a longer boat than I need. Definitely I can paddle it faster, but it's a bit more cumbersome on and off the car. It's a bit heavier. It definitely doesn't fit in my garage properly. I've borrowed a 575 before and it was fine, but it's not as good in the surf for me as well. Whereas this kayak, sort of, it's light enough, fits in the garage, goes on the car easier, paddles a little slower, but still paddles pretty quick. Where am I going? Am I about to get like taken out by the surf? So yeah, no, I think the 475 is about right for me. But I guess it depends on where you're paddling. Smoked meat is good. Alright. We'll come around here. Let's see, the kayak is just over here. We'll see if we can ask them some questions. So I'm just concentrating for a sec so I don't get knocked off. Croc pie, yeah. Croc mornay, yeah. No, it was quite, yeah. It wasn't what I expected, but it was nice. here. I'll be back. Is that still on? Stingray. See, I've not tried the stingray. Oh, there's a turtle out in front. Yeah, I'll flick around. Can you see that turtle there? There he is. I'll just slowly edge forward. We'll see if we can get up to him. Oh, he's seen me. Yeah, he's going to go under. Yeah, the turtle's still there. He hasn't gone yet. Hey, buddy. Not going under at all. Ah, there he goes. Barely. No, he's just cruising on the side. Look. Oh, I better just make sure he doesn't get caught on my line then. Yeah, I've got to take off the side. How's that turtle? He does not care at all. Oh, we talk on stingrays again? Yeah, I was about to talk about the stingray. I would like to do that. That would be a fun video to do. Go and like, yeah. I've never tried one. Let's do that. Next time I get a chance, I'm going to go and do a stingray survival video or something. What was that? Something about the same stingray outside. That the camera is from the future. We can predict we'll have a turtle on stream. I know. How's that? You'd be surprised how many turtles there are around, though. It's not uncommon to see turtles every trip. And same with like whales. Like when the whale season's running, you'll see them every trip. Ooh. There's like a big line of sand in between two rocks that look like a big fish or something. But I think it's just the reef with a bit of sand in between the like little crevice. But that's how shallow it is all of a sudden. We're on 8 meters. Jeez, you'd think there'd be a fish on this nice, clear, beautiful water. Like I can see the bottom quite well. Not a fish to be had, mate. Spearfish. Goliath groper. Surely that sounds illegal. I don't know, what is the rules? Surely that sounds like a bad idea. They are so big, those ones, aren't they? Far out. We do have some big groper here, some of which you're not allowed to, spear, like those big cod, big Queensland cod. Queensland groper, is it? Yeah, hang on. But yeah, but not quite as big as the Goliaths. Yeah, well I've basically got a metal slug out the back on this side. This side's got the dead bait and this side's got the, it's basically just a casting metal, not so different to a twisty, like a Halco twisty. I was hoping that would be the thing that went off just for a little spotty or a chin or something, just picking up the other little stragglers, but apparently not. It's a bit bigger than like a smaller, but some bait just jumped in front of me actually. But I'm actually in pretty shallow water, so I better keep moving as well. This could be the end of me with my dead bait if I do this the wrong way. Probably got a bit excited without looking at the depth. As long as that dead bait doesn't reach the bottom and it's going to hook up. I think we made it. Yeah, yesterday on Palmy Reef, just had the little slugs out in the end and they were getting hits. Pity we didn't quite get one. Here in Florida you can catch 300 plus live GoPro off the dock. Yeah, I've seen those things. Definitely seen some videos. Oh, legs stick there. Reaching for salmon. Putting a bend in the bait so it spins. Ooh, yeah, no, I've not. I definitely don't intentionally try and get my bait to spin, that's for sure, here. But I know what you mean. Like I've seen those in those. Do you mean off those big like salmon boards where they're like, and they troll them and it gets them down deep, and I guess with the right swivel it'll be alright. I'm surprised we didn't get a bite there. It's a bit unheard of. Well, hang on, it's not unheard of, but it's yeah. I thought we would have a pretty good chance. Oh, now we've just entered the dirty water. All the fishes are in a party and they definitely did not invite me, that's right. Round down, let's get some brekkie. Sounds nice, doesn't it? How's the garden going? My garden, not so great. We're having some success with the lemons and limes though. I guess that's this year, the lemon tree. Well, you know what's funny? We brought it in thinking it was a lemon tree, but now it almost looks like they're lemonades or something. But this year, like every other year, they've had the little buds and they've all fallen off and nothing's really happened. This year, we are stacked. We've got at least 20 plus all going nuts, so that's pretty cool. A lot of other things, we've sort of just, yeah, the garden beds are looking pretty, just no attention given. We've still the herb garden, everything's still good. Definitely got some herb gardens going. I bought an avocado tree up from Mark's last year, and that's like about tripled in size, so that's cool. No finger limes where I am yet. Mark's got the finger lime tree, but yeah, he didn't have a good year for finger limes. I think a storm came through and knocked a lot of his little flowers off and his little fruits. So that was a bit of a bummer. So he only had 1 or 2 left. Mark's garden's obviously much better, more impressive than mine. We just hack away at 1 or 2 things here and there. You have finger limes in the GC? Okay, that's good to know that it's possible. Maybe we'll try one. Yeah, that would be cool. It's such a cool thing to have in the yard. Like, just certainly makes a fancy meal out of something simple, doesn't it? They're great. And drinks as well. You can put them in drinks. Even just eating them is fun to eat. We've got these two big trees at the front of our place that are slowly pushing fences out and just clogging every gutter in the place. Like, they've got to go, basically. And we've been sort of having a discussion / fight about wanting to cut them down for a long time with Tuan. But she agrees finally now that they're ruining everything. So at some point we're going to have to take those trees out, and then we'll get that whole front area again opened up and be a bit more usable. Here's another turtle on the side here. What are you doing, buddy? Look, they're just floating up the top today. They're not really worried about diving down. He's just, oh no, he's going. Yeah, mate. He wasn't as big as the other one though. So yeah, I have a mango tree, fig and lemonade tree. Yeah, no, mango, I'd like a mango tree, but you have to keep on top of it. Same with the avocado tree. Just have to make sure I keep on top of it, not let it get too big. But how good would it be to have avocados and mangoes every year? Mark's dad is, I don't think I've told this story before, but Mark's dad was always adamant that instead of planting just, like, they plant all kinds of different trees in Sydney along the medium strips and on the nature strips and everything. And he's always been like wondered why they don't plant, say, avocado trees. So what he would do in his area is when the council would put a tree in, he would come and he'd put his own little avocado tree in, and he would snap their tree, and he would slowly get them growing instead of the other trees. So now that we're adults, this was happening when we were kids, right? And we didn't think much of it. But now we're adults, there is full-size avocado trees everywhere around his neighbourhood. And like, the problem is everyone cottons on to what's going on and everyone comes and pinches them. But they're all his trees because basically he's planted, I'm talking like at least maybe 10 trees in his area, if you know where to look, that are all avocados now. And they're full-size, huge trees, and they produce heaps of avocados. So yeah, the only problem is like we've even driven past like near his street and seen like the council guys, like, some islanders up on top of the council truck, just like grabbing them and like loaded in there like t-shirts up, and you're like, and like it's cool because like, they're just like, who wouldn't? But secretly we're like, oh, there are our avocados, bro. Get out of it, get out of it. But yeah, no, the plan worked. It was a plan like 40 years in the making. But it's worked perfectly. Like, there's huge avocado trees everywhere around his area and lots of avocados to just pick off. When's the last time you caught a bird? Oh, I definitely almost caught one a little while ago. I think Fox was on the boat and we just had our bait trolling along, and we actually thought it was a hit. We got excited, we turned around, this bird was but he managed to free himself quickly, which was good. Banana trees as well. We do have bananas, and we do get lots of bananas actually. I didn't mention those in our garden, but they are also a bit problematic because they don't stop growing. So I've got to keep an eye on them and keep cutting them back. But we do get lots of, just like little, what do they call them, ladyfingers? And they're yum. They're good. They're like good tasting bananas. Just got to watch the bats. The bats keep trying to pinch them. All right. Good night. Did you say you've got to go to work or bed? But I guess it's probably time to wrap it up. I'm slowly heading back. I'm not sure if you've noticed yet, but I'm slowly heading back to the island now. You see there it is in front of me. Because it just doesn't look like it's happening. Oh, late brekkie. Yeah, nice. Damn, winter in Europe, summer in Australia. I know. It's always interesting when you get like guys from watching from around the world and whatever season they're in. Yeah, we're definitely in peak summer now, really. Like, what if I have to pee? Who knows? Maybe I have peed. I haven't peed. I have peed previously on live streams, if anyone remembers, and I just take the camera down and put it into the hatch, and then I was informed that you can definitely hear me peeing, but you couldn't see me peeing. So, you know, pee definitely happens sometimes. Always puzzles me, that question. Like, a lot of people, like on the regular videos, like say if I'm on an island trip, they're like, oh my god, how do you do a poo? It's like, how do you think, man? Those platforms at the back of that blue boat are great. You can just literally hang off the back. It's, yeah, they're the poop deck. There's no one else around, so it doesn't really matter, you just go. I'm gonna need a protein shake. Yeah, no, look, I've definitely got to curb my beer intake or something. I've been pretty good recently, actually, when it comes to the exercise. This is one thing about the dog. So Red wants to run, right? Like, he's a cattle dog, he's a working dog, he needs lots of exercise. And so I was taking him to the parks and doing things, and then I was like, man, he wants to go faster and do more. Oh, we're zoomed in again. So close. Oh no. But yeah, the dog wants to do more and more, so it's making me do more and more, which is cool because yeah. Can we unzoom? So one thing I have done, and this is not the start of a Strava or whatever, I don't know, or a new channel. This is just purely because I'm becoming fat and I want to set a better example for my kids. But and the dog wants to run, he wants to do more, so I traced out like 4Ks, and then so I've been doing 4K runs, and then Mark made fun of me because he's like a marathon runner, so then I got up to 6Ks, and now I'm doing 7K runs. So we've got a little running thing happening. So yeah, and the dog comes with me, it's cool. Even down in Sydney, I could run around Centennial with the dog off lead on the outside track. I was doing that, it's pretty cool. Like, I've got to admit, I'm enjoying it, and I'm feeling a little less pudgy. I'm not sure how we got on this topic now, but yeah, I guess, yeah. So it's a good thing though, it's a good thing. I've never been a runner, I'm hopeless at it. I'm slow, it's hard work. I don't really enjoy it when I'm doing it, but I definitely enjoy the feeling when I've done. And then that's enough of a feeling to get me to do it again. And then because the dog has to be walked, it's perfect because it sort of forces me to just keep going, yeah. Good luck. No, not a touch. Yeah, right. Oh, hopefully you're at a better time. Yeah, right. No, look, I saw boats take off out wide and then all come back. I think it's been a tough day for most people. But, you know, maybe someone else has done better. I don't know. Yeah. Well, you got maybe, when's the tide change or something? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, hopefully you have some luck out there. See ya. You too. But yeah, what we're talking about, exercise. But the kayak has been nice to actually activate the top half of my body again. It's been a long time. That was not Ant, it was someone else. I actually not sure exactly who it was, but I know he's a kayaker. Sounds familiar. No, Ant is, I reckon he might have done palmy today, who knows. That's that, happy Australia Day, thank you. I know, it'd be nice, we'll get in and we'll spend a day with the family and hang out. I wonder if they did well at palmy. I wonder if like the spotties were going off. God, that'd be heartbreaking. Just looked like it was going to be so busy in there. I thought I'd come here. Hopefully something just more special might happen, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen now. boats all left Palmy early. Really? Okay, that's interesting. Maybe it wasn't on. Either they all backed out, which is unlikely, or it was slow there too. Crazy. Yesterday they were all scared away. Like, the wind was good today. I think everyone waited for today because yesterday there was only 2 boats and like 1 other kayak out there. We had the reef all to ourselves. And today I could see, like, I drove over the highway, down the front highway, and you could see a steady stream of lights all coming out. You could see there was at least like maybe 5 kayak-like lights, little head torches, bobbing around out there, plus a steady stream of red lights, all heading straight out, like non-stop, like, you know, like 30 or 40 meters in between each boat. So I can imagine it was pretty hectic out there. Oktoberfest, yeah. Your grandma could have caught, my granny could have caught a fish with her knickers by now. It sounds like you got a good grandma, buddy. Oh. Yeah, I think we'll be giving up. So I've just got to paddle in just to there. It's a pity, like it's just not possible, because I think I'd lose the phone or just ruin everything and ruin my gear. But it's a pity we can't do the surf entry with the live stream still going. It'd be pretty funny, but there's just 0 chance that this mount will hold, and I'd probably lose my phone or at least pull the cord out and ruin that. Yeah. Is someone just jump on now? Hello. You missed it. You missed nothing. Just leave now, quick, because don't waste your time. Nothing happened. One of those trips, unfortunately, very quiet. Hello from the UK. How you going? It's a pity all these divers, they're missing out on that. It's super clear out there. All these dive boats in the sanctuary in here. They've all come out for a lovely scuba dive. But unfortunately, the water is green as in here. And it is crystal clear out on the Fidos. So close. They're so close to like the best dive of their life. Alright, maybe we should wrap it up. I don't think anything's going to happen in here. We've only got a little bit longer before the beach. Well, I'm sorry we couldn't get it done. Will you stream the re-entry? I can't stream the re-entry, unfortunately. This mount is one of those quad lock mounts. It's got a power cable that charges the phone. It'll just rip out. Plus the mount is just a suction cup. So the chances of me ripping it off in the surf if I get knocked off is very high. Even a wave over the front would knock it off, I'd say. Yeah, I'll have a think about a mount that could take it. Like the mount itself, the quad lock mount itself, if it was the non-charging version, would probably be all right. If it was strapped into the middle of the kayak and low, because right now I've got it on an arm that holds it up high to get over the sounder. But if the sounder wasn't there and we had it sort of rigged up a little sturdier, we could try it. whack a screw in it. Yeah. There is ways probably to do it. Don't know if I need to open myself up to that kind of criticism though. I don't know, we normally get in pretty dry actually, we do alright, but doesn't always go to plan. Definitely had some good stacks. What's that? Gold Coast is the place I would move to if I went to Australia. Don't like the big cities. Yeah, it's definitely getting busier here though, that's for sure. I remember when Dash was young, we'd go down to like the beach and it'd be pretty quiet. Now you go down and it's pretty hectic. It's like Bondi. Well, not quite as busy as that, but it's definitely getting busier. Especially during Christmas holidays and stuff. Sorry, I blame me. I've watched every curse session. Yeah, I know. I don't know what it is. Live stream is a bit like that. Mind you, I have had quite a few trips recently that haven't worked out. So I guess it's not completely, it shouldn't be completely surprising to me. But yeah, no, look, live stream's always a risk. Imagine if it hooked up right now. That'd just be the best thing ever. In the brown water, just monster fish. But no, it's not gonna happen. All right. Well, I think we'll end it there then, because we're definitely not going to catch any fish from this point on. How do I turn this off? Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I'm sorry we couldn't get it done. This video will just quietly disappear off my channel. when it's the live streams that do well, I leave them up, but the ones that don't do well, I just leave them up for the week, and then I just turn them onto non-public, I think, because it's not. I don't want to put people through put them through the torture of watching it, expecting fish, and then finding out nothing happens. So yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time.